Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Python interview questions. That is, how to create a Python function. Let me answer. In order to create a Python function, we have to use a keyword known as def keyword. So how to use this def keyword to create the Python function and what is the syntax for creating the Python function? All these things I'm going to demonstrate practically now. Let me switch to this PyCharm IDE where I'll write the Python code for creating the Python function here, for which I have to use a keyword known as def keyword. Okay, followed by def keyword, I have to give the function name. Okay, let's say sample underscore one. Okay, so this is the function name. Give the circular brackets followed by colon symbol. Okay, this is the syntax of the function, guys. Okay, where we have to use def keyword, name of the function. If it has multiple words, it should be in complete lowercase, and if it has multiple words, we have to use underscore as per the naming conventions of the function. And the function name should be followed by the circular brackets, okay, and colon symbol. And after this, you can write any number of statements under this function, okay. Under this function, this is the starting of this function, guys. And under this function, you can write any number of statements. So print, you can say start of sample one function. Okay. So and print, you can write any number of statements inside sample one function. Then you can write one more print statement. Let's say, okay, you can write any number, guys. Okay, 1, 2, 3, anything is fine. Okay. End of sample one. Just for the sake of example, I'm creating multiple print statements. You see, if you clearly observe, here we have created this function with the help of the def keyword. And after this statement, all these lines have an indentation here. You see, this space, okay? This space is called as indentation, guys, okay? Indentation. If you are writing these lines with an indentation after this creation of the function here, declaration of the function here, all these lines will be part of this function body. Okay. Now, again, when you press enter, again, automatically the indentation is coming here. But I'll press enter and just say backspace. I have removed the indentation. Now, if I write this print statement here, end of this program like this particular statement is not part of the function. Only these three statements are part of the function, guys. Okay. Using the def keyword, we have to create the functions, and this is the syntax of the functions. After you declare the function here, all the statements followed by the declaration having this indentation immediately under this function declaration are part of the function. Okay. This statement is not part of the function, guys. Okay. Fine. Now, if I run this code, do you think all these print statements will be printed? No, guys. Only this particular print statement will be printed. The print statements which are inside the function will not be printed. So right click and run it. End of this program only will be printed. You see, only end of this program got printed. But what about this print statement? They have not got printed. None of this print statement under the function has been printed. What is the reason? So guys, the question is very simple. How do you create a Python function? I already showed you how to create a Python function, but the interviewer may expect more explanation about the function, guys. Okay, just explaining what is the function doesn't matter, right? So you have to explain whatever you know about the function. Okay, you have to utilize that opportunity where instead of immediately saying, okay, this is how we create the function in Python and all. If you give more details like, okay, function is like this, like that, like this, like that kind of things, the interviewer may get impressed. Okay, that's the reason we have to give more details. Okay, so let me give some more details or explain more details about the function now. So here the function is the statements inside the function are not getting executed because we have to explicitly call the function, guys. Otherwise, the block of code inside the function will not be executed. So how to explicitly call a function? Outside the function without the indentation, to just call this function, just copy this otherwise, okay? Copy this part and paste it here. This is a function calling statement. It's going to call the function, guys, okay? Once the function is called, then only the statements inside the function will be executed. Now run this. This time you will see all these three statements will get executed. You see? Start of the sample one, inside sample one, end of the sample one, okay? Everything got printed and end of this program also. You can call this function any number of times, guys. The same function can be called any number of times. If you call this function three times three times this print statements will be printed, okay, executed like that. And I'll not explain in detailed manner, rather I'll explain at a high level. You can call the function any number of times. The number of times you call the function, that many number of times the code inside the function will be executed. Okay, that's one thing. And the functions can have some parameters, guys. Okay, the functions can have one or more statements. Let's stick to one statement for now. Okay, this function doesn't have any parameters. Okay, it's not intaking anything, but we can give some parameters here. Okay, I gave one parameter here. So starting of the function comma a I'll give. Okay, so if I'm calling this function, this will not work, guys. This will give me an error because this has one parameter, so you have to pass one argument here. Let's say 9. Run this. Start of the sample1 function, 9 got printed. Okay, so this value is getting assigned to this parameter and getting printed here. Okay, so and let me give more multiple parameters. The function can have multiple parameters, 0 parameters, 1 parameter, multiple parameters are possible. You can give any number of parameters, guys. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to say print a plus b, guys. Okay, a plus b. So here how many parameters are there? 2 parameters are there. So I have to pass 2 arguments. When calling this function, I have to pass 2 arguments. One of the argument will go into a, another argument will go into b. Here 9 is going to a and 5 is going to b. And here when this function is called, this addition of a plus b, that is 9 plus 5, 14 will be printed in the output. Run this. Okay, you see 14 got printed, end of this program. Done. Next, what next? Next thing is, here the function is intaking the data, but the function is not returning any data to the calling statement. So is that possible? Yes, the function can return the data also. Here I'll simply say return keyword. I'll use return keyword. I'll say a plus b, guys. Okay, if you call this function, addition will be done. Some of these two values passed will be done here, but the result will be returned to the calling statement itself. Okay, if you run this code, end of this program only will be printed. Okay, you see, only end of the program. So the calculated sum which is written by this function to the calling statement is not displayed anywhere because we have not utilized that. Okay, so here I'll say sum is equal to, or AC is equal to, whatever you feel convenient, and say print of sum. Okay, this is how we can utilize it. Okay, run this. And now the sum got printed here. What's happening here? We are calling this function where 9 is passed to a, 5 is passed to b, a plus b, 9 plus 5 is 14. So whoever has called the function, right, to that calling statement, the 14 value has been written. That 14 will store into the variable sum, and we are printing that. Okay, this is how the methods can return the data also. Okay, not only in taking the data, but also methods can return the things. Okay, and here in a single Python file, we can create any number of functions. Okay, we can create multiple functions, guys. Here only one function we have. We can create any number of functions. So like this, guys, the topic keeps on going, but I covered a lot of stuff already. Okay, I covered a lot of stuff already, guys, like how to call functions, how to create multiple, how to specify multiple parameters inside a function. We can create multiple functions in a single Python file. Functions can not only intake the data, but also can return the data back to the calling statements. And what is the syntax of the function I covered, how to create the function using def keyword I covered. Okay, all these details, if you explain in the interview, right, if this question comes across, then the interviewer will get full confidence like you have the good knowledge on Python. Okay, so hope guys you got the answer for this question. So that's all for this session. In the next session, I'm going to answer another Python interview question for you. Till then, see you. Bye-bye.